And wakey wakey, rise and shine, Selene. We've got another run to do today. So, last time we made it again to the, I think is it called the Fractal Wastes or something? The snow area. I've been kind of looking online at like the additional weapons that are still not unlocked. I think there might be like requirements that you get them from certain areas that we can't go and revisit now because we've got further in the game. Some items you unlock in certain areas we can't now, so that's fun. They're locked behind areas we've beaten. Again, so all of that would suggest kind of the hallmarks of a game that is going to be constantly sort of replayed and starting you again, and it's like, but then you get this checkpoint, which I'm very happy I've got, but it's kind of like the game is at war with itself, as whether it's just a single player campaign or whether it's a what would you call it, or a roguelike. Is it meant to be replayed, or it's that sort of weirdness going on with the game. But anyway, I digress. Point is, oh, is this guy gonna go down or what? He's taking his time, isn't he? And I hate the sidearm you start off with. I've looked, though, there's nothing spectacular. A lot of the guns that we've yet to get are just variants of like, it seems like most of them are just variants of different grenade launchers. So I'm not overly enthused to go back from them. And again, the weapon system in this game, don't get me wrong, the weapons are amazing, but the fact that you have to use them to unlock the traits, it just incentivizes you to only use a handful of weapon types. If I were to use a new weapon now, it would have fewer traits and be practically useless for me. Like the weapon, if I were to get a new weapon now, it wouldn't have enough traits on it for me to be able to viably use it. Probability high. Ugh. So I'm... The other thing it looks like as well, we've found a lot of the items in the game already. There doesn't look to be many new different items at this point. I've not seen much else new online, so I think that this is pretty much, as I say, this is kind of all that we're going to get, really, as it were. So the thing then is, okay, so what do I think I need to beat that area? And I think it's just going to be a case of going and simply collecting. Well, you need a lucky run, really. You need a run that's a bit lucky, and I think I need to, again, sort of rethink my strategy in terms of what gun to use. There's a lot of aerial enemies, and I think the better guns for that are ones that I can spam fire, or a shotgun that kind of hits in a wide area so it can catch them out of the skies. Also, this is normally a weapon. I'm a bit annoyed that I'm getting a consumable instead, and so I'm a little bit annoyed with all that. Anyway, it's had another patch since last, so it's a good job we didn't leave it overnight, or it would have updated itself if I'd have been mid-run. So I've got a little bit of time. Probably have to cut it about the 40-minute mark today, but I've got little bit of time before lunch. I'm going to try and get a run started, and then after I've eaten, come back to it and have another go at the next area. Right. I think that they've changed. Is it just me, or did it always do this? No, jump over the... Oh. No, yes, there we go. Trying to dodge and I'm going in the wrong direction. Getting a bit mind flooded because I'm being shot at from one and then having to dodge the beams on another enemy. But yeah, as you notice, so it seems that when you kill a flying enemy now, I'm assuming this is what the patch has done, or maybe it's just something I've not noticed until now. If you kill a flying enemy, it just drops the cache on the nearest ledge, it looks like, as opposed to dropping it across the map from you, which is a nice change. That's not bad, that, actually. The adrenaline leech can be quite good, but it's keeping your adrenaline high that's going to be the issue with that. Got a moderate damage. This is, yeah, normally malignant. Very high, so that's basically you can get a malfunction. Would you like one? I mean, I'd rather not, but again, I wish there weren't as much backtracking in this, but it seems to really incentivize it. And then it's, while the mini-map has all the icons on the map that you would want, but again, I would appreciate if, like, when you hovered over the item on, say, the map, if it would tell you what it was that you'd left behind. That'd be quite nice, that. Right, where's the... Oh, give me the currency. Don't let that go to waste. Grab the... Oh, I only got one. That's terrible. No, I want to jump to that one. Let's have a look what we've got. So a bit of weapon proficiency. We're nearly at 16 already. What have we got here? Another malignant chest. I just hate how many malignant items there are, and I mean, keep in mind, a daily will give you it will give you 5 ether. 5 for completing a daily challenge. What can that do for you? Oh, it can cleanse 1 chest. Yay! It's like the worst return that you could ask for, pretty much. But we have got something that fixes malfunctions here. I think that when we're done, we come back, we go to all the malignant chests, and we then use that. The problem is, again, it's all backtracking and you can't see these items on the map, so you're just going to have to go through the entire damn game with, well, go all the way back through picking things up that you'd left behind. It's just irritating, you know? This is a boss, isn't it? Yes. A boss. When I've just started the run. And I'm dead. I've got a pistol and no upgrades. This game sometimes. That run was not kind to me. Not at all. I'm not going to bother getting all of them, I'll just get the ones around there. I'm becoming lazy now. That's a locked door, right? Yeah. Locked door. Oh, I've not seen this room for a while. Right. So, as I was saying, it's yeah, I think we're just going to need to swap up our tactics with what gun we use. We're going to have to get a lucky run, essentially. We need a hell of a lucky run. That one last time was abysmal. Nothing but malignant items, and then it just throws us into a boss with nothing but a pistol. So yeah, it's... I don't know, it's... this game, it seems to... It's really good, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem to... Like, all the parts for a roguelike are there, but it doesn't arrange them correctly. Like, it's... the run time is too long. Yeah? The run time's too long for a run. Not only that, but then there's the items. Well, there's not many, and there's a couple of blatantly very powerful items. You know, the astronaut figure, the what else is there? The one that means you need less kills to get your adrenaline up. The one that gives you then health from damage dealt for each adrenaline level. These are all powerful items. So you've got some really good items there that are very clearly very powerful, but for every one of those there's things like, you know, additional melee damage. Yay! You know, killing an enemy with melee makes you move faster for a little while. Yay! You know, it's like, it's a shooter. Why are you buffing the melee? What are you doing that for? I mean, if you've got all of the melee items, then there's like 3 or 4 of them, then maybe it would become good and usable. But wouldn't you rather just have 4 different items that are better, you know? Right, let's get to this thing, shall we? Gotcha. And get this guy. But yeah, it's it's not just the fact that there's what was it? So yeah, it's not just again that there's bad items. It's again there's not very many items at all in general. What? I landed that. I didn't fall. I'll just use a grappling hook. What have we got? Again, that's Not very good, and it wants 350 for it. 350 for a bad item. Like, why? Why on earth would that be okay? Malignant again. Which is another point as well. So again, there's certain items that are amazing, but there's not many items in the game, and there's only a handful of truly amazing ones that can turn your run around if you get them. The astronaut figure, the less adrenaline required to less kills required for adrenaline. Sorry, and again, everything's malignant. It seems like that's 3 malignant items there, along with that other malignant chest. So every single thing here is like, here is a small bonus, but you've got to roll the dice onto whether or not it destroys your run in one go. Oh, thanks. I hate it. So again, it's like they understand that roguelikes are about risk reward and that cursed items and stuff are a thing, but then they've just gone and spammed it for some reason, and it just ruins the gameplay entirely. And again, I mentioned that you have to buy the items most of the time. Like, if I go on Binding of Isaac, I get a free item at the item room. Well, it's you need a key, but I mean, they have keys in this game. I remember. Oh, actually, we can use this here. Then take the large heal. That's a decent one. Golden coil is a decent item. So again, we've got a good item there. We've got a pretty good item. And a heal. Again, we've got... That's lucky, that's good luck. We might actually have a chance with this run now. It's not just thrown us into a boss with a default pistol. I mean, when it did that last time, it might as well have just been like, oh, right, here you go, you're dead. I think, now, there we go. Oh! This has got stuff in it. Suck it. Ow! So yeah, and then you get rooms like that. Oh, we're doing so well, it's amazing. Nearly dies. Electro pylon. What's web do? Proximity mines. Fire all pylons simultaneously in a web-like pattern. That might be something. We've got the slow down. It's not a heal. It's a upgrade, and it's malignant. And of course, everything's malignant. I swear, right now, we pick up more malignant items than non-malignant items, and we're not getting enough ether to cleanse it all. Nowhere near. So, like I say, it's like they understand what a roguelike is. You know, like that it has these elements, but they've not arranged them correctly. It's just. So, oh yeah, other ones have curse items. Oh dear. Is there a way to just... Can I just leave? I'm just going to leave. I didn't know I could just leave these areas. F that. No. No, no, no. I'm not doing a boss. It's more likely to kill me. That will one-shot me right now. That's ether over there, isn't it? Right. But yeah, it's... So the items, you don't get many, that you have to buy them. They're a bit lackluster in what they are. You often find yourself at just the mercy of the current run. It can by all means just decide to give you bad items. Like I say, it's like they understand the components of a roguelike, but then they've not executed it correctly. As I say, items. It's one of my biggest gripes. Binding of Isaac, I would get one for completing the boss, another for making it to the item room. And you don't pay for those. You only pay for the items from the shop, right? It's the same for dead cells. It's the same for, well, pretty much most roguelikes actually. Most roguelikes do this, and yeah, it's. Honestly, that's how it tends to go, and this gives you very few items. You might get 3 or 4 in a floor, maybe, that you can purchase over a level. So you're getting nowhere near enough items. Absolutely nowhere near. As well as not enough items, I don't think the items, again, they're not very good. Like, astronaut figure, the one where it's health back for adrenaline levels is pretty good. There's the resinous shield is really good. Just getting some good stat ups is always nice, but a lot of the items are pretty bad or just lackluster. Oh, and I forgot I've got a mine. Not that the mine's going to do much, it's a lot of the enemies here fly, so... and that's another one. I don't like how they do the weapons. The weapons feel amazing and I love all the weapons, but all the perks and things, it incentivizes you to just use one weapon a lot as opposed to using many weapons. As opposed to using many weapons a bit. Another secret. Okay, remember to... Oh! Damn it. This may well be the end here. We'll see. Right, we appear to be at the drop before the shop. Of course, we don't want to actually go yet. What could we do here? So we can go for max integrity, or what have we got? There's Silphium. There's the astronaut. Protection while alt fire is recharging, and then a terrible. So this isn't bad. This is really good. And we need to produce this. I've got all the health upgrade there just to get health back in, to get some health back. But it does seem that the game is kind of at odds with itself. It can't decide whether or not it, like I say, it's. Again, it's the lack of items it gives you, and it doesn't have many anyway. Then it's just a lot of the best abilities are just weapon upgrades, in all fairness, but then it encourages you to not use different weapons. Oh wow, we blanketed this area, didn't we? Oh, you know what it'll be? We've unlocked that web. Right, let's see what the turret does. And it's finished firing. So, yeah, it's again. All I think is, Binding of Isaac. I would have probably got. I mean, we're nearly half an hour in. I would probably have about 12 different items now. Many of which I would have gotten for free for beating areas. Leech rounds, rising pitch, critical hit, void beam. Ooh. I mean, this thing gives me a melee upgrade, it's. And they really want you to just melee instead of shoot in their shooting game. Which seems completely bizarre, especially again seeing as you get closer to enemies, there's less time for their shots to sort of disperse so you can dodge between the gaps. So getting up close, again, it's like getting up close to a shotgun. Your odds of being hit go up a lot as you get closer to them. So why would you? It's... Again, there's a lot of weird design decisions in this that kind of are at odds with each other. And... again, I'm still unsure what to make of it. It's like the game as a roguelike doesn't give you enough items. It takes too long to get through. The items it has, there's not enough variety and different synergies between them. Like, once I've beaten this, I probably won't play it again. Why? Well, if I go on other roguelikes, I'll have a completely different run with different abilities and items, and this I'll just probably get more of the same. I think I'm going to have to get a drink in a bit. My throat's a bit dry. But... What is it? It's... Oh dear. And I couldn't dodge out of the damn way. Now I'm nearly dead. Let me move, let me move. Right. Let's have a look, what have we got? We've got this thing here. Where are the other enemies that are behind him? Let's clear them out. Right, let's have a look. Ooh, finally, got him. And he gives us a pistol. Great. Absolutely terrible. So again, it's and not just that, but this entire malignant idea, you know, and it's like, no, it should be the opposite. It's most things should be behind challenge rooms and keys, and no, it's all behind a dice roll to get the item. It's utterly bizarre that level design is all over the place. Well, the game design is all over the place here. It's again, they understand that roguelikes have these mechanics, but like I said, there's way too many malignant items. You don't get enough items. The game doesn't have enough item variety. There's not enough of a large enough item pool. The items you do get are mostly just stat modifiers and just stat modifiers and what else? Yeah, just like small bonuses that don't really matter much. They're not great. There are a handful of absolutely incredible items, and you shouldn't use anything other than those. Well, you're wanting to get like all the others are pretty much useless. Just those items are really good. Trying to think where that switch is for that door. This will be interesting. Now we have to use this again, remember. We don't get to come back here. Leeching rounds 2. Oh, but it's all in projectile speed. We've got it all in damage. And we're going for rising pitch 2. Kinda bad. Spit more. Narrow more, explosive, backsplash. None of these are better than what we've got. And that's another thing, we get all the... It keeps giving me weapons. Why is it giving me so many weapons? I can only carry one. I don't need all of these guns, you know. I'm leaving behind an arsenal of weaponry. I'd rather be getting consumables, in all fairness. There it is. What? No. There we go. I probably shouldn't even open that now. We'll leave that for later. We'll come back to that. But again, it's just utterly bizarre, some of the level design, not level, some of the game's design. It's behind all this. Got to pick those up. Now where's that guy gone? Hello! Die! You too! Don't think you get to escape here. Now what's this one? Two-way. It doesn't even tell me what it does. And I've actually looked online to see if there's like a wiki set up for the items yet. There is not. I wouldn't mind if you... Well, like, what would be a good idea? Because I get that it's like all about, ooh, you don't know what they are till you find them out. It's something about Isaac that I never really liked. That you are picking up random items, and it's... Again, some of these could be items that potentially ruin your run. And yet, it won't tell you that, you know, and there's no small print on the item when you pick it up that says, oh, by the way, this thing's potentially lethal, you know. And the thing is, there's so many items in that game that you could probably do with a database that tells you what they all are. Right, boss, we need that. Ah, it's one of those. They're in here now? These are just meant to be in the frozen planet. But great, they're here now. Fantastic, that's just what I want to see. And it's a malignant version of him. Just great, great. So I'm taking this as it's decided that after our failure, it's going to make this area objectively harder now. You see, it's not bad when it's the only enemy there. The problem is when there's also, you know, like 10 robots also facing it. What? I was above that. I hate how they can travel through walls, those shockwaves. Genuinely, yeah, look, it does, it comes through the floor. It looks like it's going under, but then it came through. We've got him. And dodge. Can you see it like keeps poking out from under the floor as it goes when you think it's gone through? Like why does it not just hit the floor and dissipate? Why does it keep going through the floor? It makes it really difficult to dodge because you can't flaming see it. Oh, it's... Sometimes this game. Anyway, we'll come out of that with more health than we went in with. So, I suppose there's that. What have we got? It's a stat augment. Weapon damage. Right, this will be worth coming back to. Probably not worth getting now. I want to get the health up probably first. But again, you come here and it's not like, wow, you beat that boss there. That's, well, that you beat that sort of, you know, mini boss. That's amazing. Well done. Here's a free item. No, it's a, wow, you beat that boss. Here, you've earned the privilege to pay us money for an item. Like, again, this should be free. This item should be free. Giving someone an item for beating a mini-boss is fine. Other roguelikes, even difficult ones like Binding of Isaac, would give you the item for free. It's like, well done, you beat a mini-boss, here's a free item. Have at it. You know, that's what they do. This doesn't. I don't... Again, it's like they've put all the ingredients for a roguelike, but cooked it wrong. That's all I can really say to it. Right, it's getting to about time. I'm going to, I think, go for my lunch, and I'll come back afterwards. Hope, because I'm not wanting to leave this on overnight now, because if it's on standby, when you leave the game running and if an update goes through, it will update the game and restart the run, because it has to stop the process. See, other games have a save function as well. I don't know, I'm getting to the point with this where the honeymoon period's kind of, well, yeah, obviously, as you can tell from me whinging, it's worn off now. If it were a single player game, just like a campaign mode, where it's saved at the beginning of each level with your current items, honestly, I would think that it was amazing, and it would actually probably make the game better. But it's billed itself as a roguelike, and it does a bad job at it, is the problem. As a roguelike, the game is just, again, the items aren't quite good enough in my opinion. A lot of them are a bit meh. Some of the items are amazing, but you're wanting to find those on your run because they'll actually make you objectively really powerful, or give you way more survivability, like the astronaut there. But then you get things like melee kills increase speed and protection briefly. Yay! That's not very good. That's kind of bad. And you want me to pay for it? Just no. And again, there's like these weapons, you have to keep using them to get them to be good, which disincentivizes you from picking up new weapons. Just lots of little things like that, you know. And because of the adrenaline and the health pickups that turn into max health upgrades if you are at full health, like if you're doing well, you will do better and better and better, but if you stumble, you fall flat on your face and the game keeps kicking you, you know. So that doesn't help. And just again, the malignant items, there's way too many. Like, why not have more items behind key doors and challenge rooms? It's like, no, everything's gonna just be a dice roll to see whether or not it screws you, you know. And what benefit do you get? Next to none. Like, what ridiculous design. That, I've no idea what they were thinking. But again, it's a fantastic game in terms of, like, if this were a campaign where you just saved it and then you saved it at the start of each level and you just kept going through, and if you died you restarted just that level, it would honestly be a 10 out of 10. But all the roguelike elements, I mean, even the permanent progression, it's like, well, what meta progression is there? Well, there's a handful of item unlocks that I've got now, but then it all seems to be based on, like, just the weapon usage, which is just a bizarre way of doing it. Like, why can I not get permanent stat boosts like Rogue Legacy? Why am I not unlocking, you know, hundreds of items and new characters or character variants like Binding of Isaac? Why am I not getting you know, upgraded items or something? There's a load of different things they could add for this, but there's no real meta progression other than you keep you unlock items. I've unlocked most of them now. And by the way, the data cube thing, like, why not just allow me to get the item there? Why do I have to take it to the cube thing and can only why only carry one? You rarely find more than one, but when you do, you have to backtrack for it? And I hate the backtracking. So much backtracking. I think I'm at the point where I'm at the point where it's outstayed its welcome now. I think I'm ready for it to be finished. I'll be happy to see the ending. I look forward to it. Again, the combat, and I'll put this out there as well, the boss design on this is absolutely amazing. But then they don't want you to fight the bosses more than once. It's like they're the best bit. They're the absolute best bit. You know, the bosses are utterly amazing, and you fight them once, and it's like, well, why not fight them again? They don't give you anything. They give you a key the first time. I don't think they give you anything the second or third time you kill them. Unless they drop items now, I don't know. But there's no reason to fight them again. And even if they did drop an item, most of the items are bad. And I'd rather just keep my health. Again, it's at war with itself in its design, this game. It's, the bosses are the best part, but don't fight them more than once. What? I'd love to fight them every time. They're the best bit. Like, give me, there should be a pool of boss items that they drop. It's like, ooh, here's one of the really good boss items. Like, ooh, what could they do? Gives you a plus 50% integrity upgrade. Increases protection by 20%. I think these are just using mechanics in the game. They could add some completely wacky items. I mean, what about one of them could allow you to carry a second weapon? I know. A shooting game that allows more than one weapon for variety and using them in different scenarios. Wow. But they could do different things with there's a lot differently they could do. I'm happy to see finally a AAA roguelike. I really am. This genre has not had a AAA entry at all yet until now. There's been some DLCs in Prey and a few other things, but this is the first true. The game is a roguelike, not an add-on mode. And I'm happy to see that. I think we need more of these, but they need to embrace the roguelike elements better and do it correctly. The parts are there, but they're not put together in the correct manner to make a proper roguelike. It feels like a single player campaign that just doesn't have a save function. That's what it feels like. It feels like a single player campaign without a save function. It doesn't feel like a roguelike. It needs more items, better items, boss pool items. You should have to face the boss at the end. There should be more bosses that it randomly slots in at the end. There needs more room variety. Not every item should be malignant. Some of them should be behind keys, and you should get a number of keys. There should be an item room at least on the floor. Maybe even two. I think here there's two different branching paths. Each one should give you a free item. Right? The challenge room. I like the challenge room. It's pretty much alright as it is, that. But there's a lot that need to change, but it's all just changing existing stuff in the game and then adding more stuff, Honestly, it can be done through patches. I'd love to see this game get a number of updates that make it more replayable with a meta progression, for the love of God. These traits on the guns shouldn't be specific to the gun and only obtainable by using it. These should almost be like items in and of themselves. I mean, if you've ever played Binding of Isaac, I know I keep mentioning it, but it's kind of the blueprint for this sort of genre of game. There's a lot you can do when you've got projectile weapons in a game, or if you've played as the Ranger in Path of Exile. using the skill gems you can get on that, you can get some crazy stuff going. You know, we could have like lightning shots, poison shots, fire shots, you know, like elemental damage on them. You could have multi-shot. You could have it so that the bullets, when they hit an enemy, keep going but split into two smaller bullets. You know, and you could have things that increase weapon spread to make your weapon more like a shotgun, or decrease it to make it more like a sniper or something. You could have, again, we've got leeching rounds, we've got rising pitch for fire rates, critical hits. You can have all kinds of different stats and effects and abilities put onto projectiles. It's very easy to have lots of items that relate to them, but it's it's very easy to do that, but yet the game doesn't have many items. It's like, well, use that then. You know, why do we not have maybe why not have rising pitch be available on all firearms? You know, you pick that up, and maybe it's, you know, you could instead of faster as the longer the trigger is held, because some of them are semi-auto, you could do something like fire rate increases as the magazine gets closer to empty. It would have a similar effect, but it'd be applicable to all weapons then. Again, there's dozens of ideas you can think of just off the top of your head just for items and things, because they've got a robust stat system here. You know, we've got a bunch of stats there that they could affect, and have dozens of items that give you pluses and minuses to them. They really could do. They seem to have really leaned into this idea of you get a positive and a negative from everything, but they've overdone the negatives to give you very little positives. So I'm not sold on it. There's a lot they need to do to make this a really good roguelike, but it's all things that honestly could do with patch. It's just a few design decisions that you can fix with patches, and just adding more items, and again, a proper meta progression system. I would like to see, like, as you go through, you can like increase up to like a maximum amount, so that, you know, you can still balance the game around the idea that they're not going to become overly overpowered. But if you could do things like increase your base protection at the start of the run through depositing ether at some kind of area near the ship or something, or if you could have a permanent one-up. A good game that's... two games that are brilliant for this are Hades and Rogue Legacy. Right? They do really, really good meta progression systems. They really do. I've honestly no idea as to why this doesn't have something like that. You could do a lot more with these systems, with the ether, to make it so as you go through you become more and more powerful until you can sort of start pushing through areas. You know, you'll get more skilled as you go as well, but eventually your meta progression power creep will meet with your increasing skill, and you'll get through an area, you know. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get some lunch. I'm going to come back. We'll go through this side door, see what's through there, and because again, we don't want to go through to the next area. We know how dangerous it is. We want every advantage. We're going to go through here. I think then we'll try the challenge room, hopefully beat it, and then we'll push on to the fractured wastes, hopefully with that weapon damage upgrade and the astronaut in tow. Right, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching and listening to my probably 15-minute rant at the end. Right, I mean, it's a game I love to hate. They've done a lot well, but they just need to tweak things to make it better. But it's good. If you've made a game, and the best, you know, and the worst people can say is it needs tweaking with some balance changes and maybe new items, that's like a month or two work on a big patch. It's not a lot. I think they've done very well with this. Right, I'll see you next time.